Hey guys, it's Signal. There is a lot of confusion with how Clone Hero Online works, and I'm going to show you guys the two methods that you can use to connect with your friends and play online. It's very easy. The documentation might make it look a little complicated, but trust me, it isn't. So let's get right into it. The first method I'm going to talk about, and it's the one I personally recommend, is port forwarding your router, if you're able to. And if you don't know how to do that, I will show you how it's different depending on the router, but it's generally the same steps. So first of all, we're going to go ahead, right click your Windows Start button, hit PowerShell if you have it, or open up a command prompt, whichever one, it works. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and type in ipconfig, hit enter. Now you're going to want to look for, you might have multiple internet adapters or just one. You want to look for whichever one is your main in-use one. For me, I'm connected through Ethernet, so I have an Ethernet adapter right here, and right here my IPv4 address, and the thing we care about at the moment is the default gateway. You're going to look for the IPv4 address, which it should be right there. For me, it's 192.168.2.1. Generally speaking, most of you guys should have a 192.168.something.something. I know Netgear routers are 1, generally speaking. So are Linksys routers, if I remember correctly, but I have a Belkin router, so they start with 2 for whatever reason. So you're going to open up a web browser tab, go to your router's address, so just type in 192.168.whatever your router is. Go ahead and go to your port forwarding area. It's going to be different based on router. Belkin router has a very simple web GUI, so I can just click port forwarding and it shows up right here. Look up your router, look up some tutorials on how to port forward for your specific router, but generally speaking, steps are the same. So I'm in my router's port forwarding box, tab, window, whatever you want to call it, and I just cleared the entry for demonstration purposes. So for my router, I have to turn it on first of all. I can give it a name, so I'm just going to name it Clone Hero. For the inbound port, you're going to want to navigate to wherever you have Clone Hero installed. Open up the settings.ini file. And connect port should be 14242 unless you've changed it. That's the default port for Clone Hero. So we're going to copy that. Paste it into the inbound port for both. It's just a range. So if I have it at the same for both boxes, it's only one port. And same for the private port. For type, I'm going to set it to both. Your router might also show it as TCP/UDP, but it means the same thing. And for the private IP address, to figure that out, go back into that command prompt. You should see where it says IPv4 address. For me, I'm 2.2 on my network, so I'm just going to hit 2. And then I can save it, and my router will apply those magical settings. Now, all you have to do is give your friends your IP address. And to do that, you need to go to a website called whatsmyip.host, or whatismyip.host. You're going to see a blurry box for my IPv4 address because I don't want anybody knowing my IP address. But all you have to do is copy that and DM it to your friends, whatever. Then, once they get that address, I'm going to use a different fake address that might also potentially be real, but it's not mine, so, whatever. So settings, go back to that settings ini file. Your friends, all they have to do, you can keep yours, this 127 address. This is a loopback address. This is yourself. So once you give your friends that address, all they have to do is go to their settings ini file, and where it says connect IP, you are literally just going to put in, that address. The other method for connecting online play for this game is using a thing called Hamachi. I personally am not a fan of Hamachi, but if you absolutely need to, it works. If you're not able to get into your router settings or you're just not comfortable with changing that stuff around, it shouldn't break anything. A port forwarding is a very simple thing to do. But if you're not confident in your abilities to do that kind of stuff, then Hamachi works. I'm just not a fan of it. So if you're hosting, you're going to want to hit create a new network. I'm going to name mine Signal Uwu. I'm going to just make my password 1234 and hit create. Now, all your friends have to do is they also have to have this installed. They're going to, I'm going to go ahead and delete this real quick. They're going to hit join an existing network. You're going to give them that network ID and password. I can't connect to it because I just deleted it, but you get the premise. Once everyone is connected, all you have to do is copy this IPv4 address and do the exact same thing. Go into the settings INI file and put that address in. Very easy. And then all you guys have to do is open up your games and connect. It's very simple. Just to clarify, for Hamachi, make sure you are using the host IP address, not any of the clients. So since I'm myself here and I'm the host, I can just right click this address and hit copy IPv4. That's the host address. I believe people who join can just right click you and hit copy it and copy it that way, but just make sure they're using the host address and not their own, or else nothing will work. So just a little bit of clarification there. I hope this video was helpful, and I don't think dedicated servers are going to be a thing anytime soon because dedicated servers cost money and all the infrastructure and stuff like that. It's really not in their best interest to worry about dedicated servers. This method works just fine. It's a peer-to-peer connection. What would be cool is if you could host your own dedicated server with an app or something like that, like a separate program that didn't have to have Clone Hero running. That'd be cool. But other than that, I think they did a great job with the way online works. It's working fine for me. It's just a little bit of configuration. That's all you have to do. So anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful, and see you guys later.